There.
Wait, you're cutting off my head.
Cut it off your head. You got no hair anyway, so it don't matter.
Well, come on. The head is,
join the gang. Don't
the
matter.
head is part of it.
By the way, I wasn't planning to say this, but
Nice to cap.
yeah, and Scottish, and you're going to see it on the Scottish side. That's why we got this dog, DOG, to calm me down. That's my service dog. You good boy. Okay, so he's supposed to calm me down. What are you doing with that Scottish tie anyway?
Because I'm half Scottish.
Half?
Quarter.
Yeah, I'm half.
Half Cornish, quarter Scottish.
I would have wished this gene on my worst.
And then a real mix of a lot of other things.
Listen, this thing here I'm wearing.
Yeah.
The trial is now.
It is. I've been hearing the news reports.
And what they say, they can't translate from French to English.
All right. Yeah.
Come on, it's a blog. Isn't that bullshit?
Does that mean since it's a blog you can cuss and curse?
A Daily Show. And now they use the word bullshit anyway, so
Okay.
we'll use it here.
We could say, anyway, okay. Yeah, I mean, it seems like translation should be provided in our courthouses.
So, I mean, why piss off the natives? We treat them like shit for about 200 years. And now what happened here, they say, we want to engage the trial en français. Okay, the Canadians, we have the rights. What about the natives too? We got translation in stupid events. The stupidest events I ever seen in my life. DOG, calm me down.
Yes, so...
Like me, DOG, calm me down. Calm me down.
Simultaneous,
come on, DOG, calm me down. Okay.
Simultaneous translations provide for all kinds of things. And in a courthouse, you think it would be essential. Yes, I agree.
Bullshit. Okay, never mind. And I hope, I know innocent until proven guilty, but come on here. Hey, come on here. Okay. So you were set. Calm me down. There. I should never showed him that anyway. We don't need that.
No, now you got him going.
Yeah, no. So you hear a case of someone. What was it yesterday? You told me somebody died and they were.
Oh, the idea, yeah. So if you're on income assistance and say your husband or wife dies, your child then only has one parent, you can apply for survivor benefit.
If your wife dies,
yeah,
what is it?
It's if you're.
Is it widow pension or?
So, no. If you're a kid,
yeah,
and one of your parents dies, then you're eligible to receive a survivor benefit from Canadian Pension Plan.
If you're on social assistance.
Well, anyways, doesn't matter under any circumstance.
How much you get?
So, it's not very much. I don't know the number, but it's small.
Okay.
But if your surviving parent is on social assistance, then they clawed back. Social development being the department claws it back. So staff at social development are put in this terrible position of having to suggest to people that they do things like, hey, why don't you apply for a survivor's benefit? And then why? Because social development wants the money. And so then you get it.
Calm me down.
Then you get it, and this is great. I'm going to get a little bit of extra money for me and my child, and then they take it away.
Then they say, okay, you must all earn income. Must be.
So it all comes down to money. So, for example, the same thing happens with child support payments, right? If you get child support payments from your ex-spouse, then they're taken by the government.
I mean, the wolf.
And so you're never going to get ahead.
No.
You're never going to get ahead, and you know, with the income assistance rates the way they are, you can't live on them. So here you think, I'm going to get child support benefits, and that's going to make life a little bit easier for us to get by.
And then they say, well, we got news for you.
So you know what it amounts to? It amounts to the government is taking $9 million a year away from single parents, mostly women, in child support benefits that otherwise they should have. $9 million a year.
That would help the child, and that would help. Everybody is stereo profiling, just saying, okay, so I'll be for beer and marijuana and dope. But you're on social assistance. You're on social assistance for a reason.
So but here's the thing: the premier is so, focused on budget numbers. $9 million. If we let women keep their child support payments, then they would see $9 million less in revenue. And so that is the only reason that women are not receiving their child support payments.
So now we have a person.
It's inhumane.
Now, what did you announce? To say, what did you say? Everybody should get fixed. A
basic income guarantee.
So is that not basic income?
Yeah, it's the idea of, you look at what they call it,
$20,000 a year.
They call it the market basket.
What do you got? One shot deal?
So no. So it looks at what are the costs of living, right? Food, shelter in a particular city, food, shelter, and whatever those things you need, and then that constitutes your basic income, right? So instead of social assistance, you receive basic income.
Okay, so now we have a problem. I think welfare, social development, the workers are really getting worse.
How do you mean?
Really no communication, which I always said until they fool around with me last month, November 19. I'm still upset. DOG, calm me down. Do your job. Supposed to be a service dog. Calm me down. November 19. They force you to take your pension. $281, no big deal. $281. Then then they take cent by cent away, and then they don't even tell you you could appeal this.
Right.
Then you appeal it, and they send you a letter. Your appeal's been denied. They don't even talk to you. Calm me down. And then they said the meeting's at the Fredericton Inn. How am I supposed to get there?
Right.
No money. And then there's no advocate. And then they show up. There's so many other issues we're not going to bore. This thing here, all social development. They got a panel that was appointed by the Liberals. There's a woman named Kathy Bridge.
To hear the appeal, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go to my first one next week to see what it's like.
You better bring this dog to calm me down. We almost walked out, but the woman, Kathy Bridge, asked me, the chairperson, Mr. LeBlanc Snob, can I ask you a question? Go ahead. Do you have a car? I took a deep breath. I said, I'm not even going to answer that question.
Yeah.
Pardon? And then we brought some issues up. And you and the People Alliance, that calm me down. Can you calm me down? Lick me, do something. Calm me down. You're supposed to be a service dog. Bring it there.
He wants his coat, his service dog uniform. That's why. You get him that, and then he'll be back.
Between 60 and 65, those are the most vulnerable years that you have to take care of yourself, to afford over-the-counter prescription, to afford good food. 60, 65, everything goes up. They don't say, you want to keep $100, you want to keep $50 or whatever. They don't even say that.
Yeah.
They take every goddamn cent away. I'm trying to calm down. And then, when you're at 65, it doesn't matter. You're going to be sick from those 5 years. The government's going to take care of you anyway. They're going to try. Put you in a special care home or in a hospital. I mean, they say it's the government, federal government, that pays more money because of the pension. But after 65, it's the provincial government that's going to take over.
Well, no, after 65, you're getting your pension.
I get my pension, but if I'm sick.
Oh, yeah.
And if I want to go in a home.
You want to go in a home when you're 65?
What do you think? I don't think a home
not a good idea.
No, not a good idea at all.
No.
But if I'm sick, because of those 5 years that I couldn't properly take care of myself, Thank you. You're trying to calm me down? Good. I couldn't take care of myself. The government's going to pay anyway, the provincial
Right.
government. Are you following what I'm trying to say here?
Yeah.
And to go in front of this appeal, this woman, Kathleen Forbes, social development. You know, have you met Nancy Murphy, former pastor from Brunswick Church?
No.
Anyway, again, those people, Le Carrier and all that, those people, I don't know what happened. They had meeting with me. I thought they want to have coffee. Next thing you know, it was on the agenda that, summary, Mr. LeBlanc had all the phone calls I made to them, all the letters, all in this disclosure.
Right.
And what I'm trying to say here in a long-winded way, 10, 11 minutes, there's nobody here.
Nobody here but us.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Crickets.
there's nobody watching. We're totally out of control here. But what I'm trying to say, just for educate whoever has to appear, this thing here, it looks good. It's just like going to court. This woman, Kathleen Forbes, shows up. And I predicted this. Here's a copy for every member of the panel. Looks at me and the person I was with. So then suddenly they look at you and say, okay, where's your presentation?
Right.
I can't afford this.
Yeah.
I'm on welfare.
Yeah.
Right off the bat. And then they start talking like they know each other. Oh, remember that case in the woman from Oromont? Oh, yes, I remember that. That's like going to court. You've been there. Oh, remember case law 50652-A? 50652-A, yes, I remember that. They
Yep.
talk, calm me down, you.
So that's discombobulating.
And there's no fair hearing. There should be a net. Calm me down. Okay, I'm trying. I'm trying to calm down.
Come
so,
on.
No.
You're saying,
So
what do I have
anyway,
to do to get that tree,
here,
Charles?
here. Get
There.
it. Yeah.
All right.
So turn around. That's the last one.
You
No
owe me
more.
now.
No more. Yeah. So no, but what I'm trying to say is, there should be a proper advocate. These people on social assistance, they don't tell them you could appeal this. There's no advocate on their behalf.
Yep.
Social development, those workers are the enemy.
So that's a good idea, because, and there's a good model for it, right? If you've got issues with workman's compensation,
Yeah.
you can get an advocate,
Yeah.
and the advocate will work with you.
Yeah.
And
Bob Shalala in St. John.
yeah,
yes.
I've talked to different advocates, and they seem quite committed to try and do the best job for people who've been injured and trying to. So the same thing could be applied in this case. The
But
same
there's not.
idea. No, I know, but you're saying there should be, and
We
I
are
agree.
treated like shit.
I agree.
There's one thing about me, Coon. Oh, sorry, Mr. Coon.
Honorable,
Honorable, all right. Honorable boot in the arse. Anyway, nobody, no bureaucrats. Calm me down. Can you calm me down? Do your job. Anyway, let's give it down.
No more treats.
No
sorry.
more treats, that's it, okay. Nobody, no bureaucrats have a meeting like that. And to degrade
Right.
the less vulnerable, to degrade them like they're a piece of shit, that's terrible.
It's unacceptable.
But it's not acceptable. But what can be done? They say, well, that's the way it is. I'm upset. And when I put all my, there was another guy with me, we're meeting with Charles Murray Friday.
You're this week.
This Friday. And of course, he's like you. He's totally useless. He's, his job is recommendation. You're in the opposition, you know. Your good listener is like a psychologist, or you know what I mean? Or Steve Horseman, totally useless now. I mean, the opposition. You know what I'm talking about. You're a good man, sorry. But we're going to meet with Charles Murray and tell him what happened there.
Yeah.
But it'll be recommendation.
But sorry, I don't want to.
That's all right, go ahead.
Well, so that's why I'm really looking forward to attending an appeal next week.
What's the appeal about? Is it that allowance?
I can't. I mean, that's probably private, right?
Yeah, no, the issue wouldn't be private.
But anyways, it's on income, it's an appeal around income assistance.
Okay.
So
Are you meeting at the front of the net?
I don't know yet. I have to find out. But point is that to have an MLA go and witness how this goes will be good.
Yeah.
Then I can bring the experience back to the Legislative Assembly and say,
Well, after they've seen that,
this
they're
is-
going to be at their best behavior. They're not going
You
to
think?
act like snobs.
okay, I'll go in disguise. I'll wear hair.
Yeah, we're some hair. We're just going to say we're a wig, just like the hippies in the '60s, the good old days, and smoke a joint.
No, but
while you're at
I think it's important to go and attend it and see, what is it like.
It's not good. It's
Well,
not
I hear
good
what you're saying, but it's nothing better than having your eyes on it directly.
to have a woman like Nancy Murphy and going after setting up meetings and don't tell the person that they will be held against you. Like they even said, Mr. LeBlanc, what's it? Okay, we'll just grab one here. November 18. Mr. LeBlanc contacted area reviewer and request his appeal package. Mr. LeBlanc did state in a social media video he posted that the package is to be requested 5 days in advance. Now, in a social media video he posted, okay, where's the video? That you could hear what I say. Nothing.
Right.
All these things, look, one, and they set up meetings with people and they don't even tell them that's going to be used against them. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Calm me down. He had his biscuit, now he doesn't give a damn about me. You call yourself a service dog? SPCA, boom.
And when he gets
Okay.
hungry, he'll serve you again.
Yeah. No, but am I upset over nothing?
No. No. Absolutely not.
How come I can't mind my own business like everybody else?
Because your job is to be the blogger.
But the blood pressure.
Well, you got to watch that, Charles. Really.
How? You got the
I don't know.
Scottish, you got the Scottish tie, the Scottish hat,
I don't
the
know.
Scottish jean.
Well, right, but
Do your job. Calm me
you
down.
need to
Okay.
take deep breaths.
How
or something.
are we going to change the future? How are we? See, me personally, it doesn't affect me, but to be forced to do this, and I told them, I told them, and of course the government doesn't give a damn about the natives, and I told them, the natives, we can learn from our native friends. They treat the elders with respect. They don't treat them like shit.
Right.
And I never expected me, at 60 years old, I'd like to be called a senior.
Well, you're not yet.
But this is, how old are you anyway?
Well, I guess
Only
63.
you're 63. You're older than me. I should listen to my elders and shut up. No, but if
Remember
it
that.
happened to, yeah, next time I see you on the street. But if
You
it
can help me get
happened,
across the street.
if it happened to me,
It did
what
happen
other
to you.
person? Yeah, it did happen to me. So what other person this has happened to? They treat them like shit. Like when
So-
they built the social development office, it was on top of the city with no bus.
I know.
I mean,
So we're trying to convince the minister to open a satellite office on this side. We've even found some space that someone
should have been done years ago. We mentioned that 10 years ago. They never did.
Well, no, anyways, I'm just telling you, we're trying to work on trying to get that done. So, no,
There's something wrong.
I lost there's something big wrong. I mean, look, system is inhumane. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying. It's inhumane. We gotta change the system, and so that's what I'm working on.
When is your, can you say the month that you're having the meeting or in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, it's in the next couple of weeks. Yeah. Well, it's not my meeting, but here's what I was going to say. Now I remember, 63. You see, sometimes things
Oh yeah,
drop out.
senior.
So anyway, I was looking a while ago at the number of people who say are cut off their social assistance,
And you get to
and then
reapply.
they go to review, right? The review process, which is the first step, and then the number of people who go to appeal. So the number of people that go to appeal aren't that many.
No, because they,
Because part of it I've got to believe is the system they have to go through, the process they have to go through to appeal.
they can't even read.
You've got to have some like
Advocate.
you've got to have an advocate. You've got to have capacity, like you do, to kind of navigate the system. You're good at that, and so lots of people aren't. So, but interestingly enough, even then, about a quarter to a third are successful. Right? Even after they've been cut
You mean
off.
to, oh yeah, I mean to get it back. Oh yeah,
But
they
no, but
cry.
here's the step. So they They get cut off. They go to review, which is more of the informal process. They lose that review. They're still cut off. Then some go to appeal, and a quarter to a third of those are put back.
Yeah.
So
of course. I mean, they got to have a heart somewhere. You cry, you
Anyway.
say, I got no money.
So obviously the system is not working for people at
Those
all.
people, and then, I mean, look at me.
So you need, so the system needs to put people at the center of its the way it does its work.
Yeah, but you know, when I get
So that's
upset
the-
like this, you think somebody would have said, without being on record, say, okay, Charles is upset. He's a client or whatever I am. And of course, they say he's an asshole. But let him, somebody go talk to him.
Right.
Communication. There's no communication. They go by regulation.
Okay. So but
And
that's,
regulation says every cent will be collected, any earned
Yeah.
income. That's the regulation. So it's up to Dorothy Shepherd to change
yeah.
that.
Well, in fact, when
Regulation.
when we were writing the bill I've introduced to try and change the Income Security Act, which is a funny name because it doesn't provide income security.
No.
But it's the law that governs social assistance. What we discovered was so much of it is in the regulations you can't touch by changing the law itself, like what you just said. So we've got the bill and we're trying to get it forward and trying to convince the government to vote in favor of it, adopting it. But where was it going with this? The system. So that this it's like Charles Murray said, the ombud, around the people being let out the door of the jail and just sent on their way, and they have to find their way somehow back to wherever. And he said people need to put their human hat on. That's what he said.
Yeah, he did say that.
Right. So it's a question of we've got to build compassion back into the system so that people who most people have a natural compassion, can actually be compassionate inside the system.
What I don't understand is everything goes up. Everything goes up.
What do you mean?
Heat, food,
Cost.
clothes, everything goes up. I'm French, excuse me. Anyway, everything goes up. Need a translator here? Maybe we could get one
It's okay.
from there so you can
Everything
translate
goes
my
up.
English.
Everything
Everything
goes
goes.
Yeah.
How the hell can you translate from bad English to good English?
Okay.
Yeah, just
Very good.
the snobby, you distracted me. All your fault. Anyway, where was I? Again, senior
Cost
moment.
of everything goes
Everything
up.
goes up. Everything.
Yeah.
Then you have a chance to have $50 or whatever. No.
Right.
You don't. You stick on, and you're a senior.
Yeah.
And don't you realize there's us seniors that vote?
Kind of a pretend senior right now.
Whatever, but we vote.
Don't make yourself older than you are.
I got a brain of a 20-year-old.
So-
You know, I mean, I walked the bridges. I went up UNB yesterday, across Prospect, down Hanwell with the dog. We were Superman, no problem.
It's inspiring.
But there's no way those
inspiring.
goddamn my doctor said continue on. So I might be a burden with you politician and everything, the society, but I don't cost no money for health care. I'm in shape.
Right.
So why would they wish me not to keep in shape to be afford to buy good food? And you know what I mean. I'm just being a little dramatized here, but it's not good.
Right. So it's the difference between if you put people at the center of decision making in government versus putting money at the center of decision making in government. That's what we've got. Money at the center of decision making. That's what's driving everything.
Look at that guy just walked by.
Because he's got shorts on.
Yeah, you know, so he must be in shape. He's not on welfare. Okay, go ahead. Shorts with all kinds of snow. Can you imagine? Sorry, I got distracted.
Right. There were kids. I was at George Street Middle School a couple hours ago, and there were kids going to their bus in shorts.
Okay.
Which was
We're talking to
amazing.
seniors here.
Well,
Look at that.
so I sort of feel like, you know, in the Muppet Show, those two guys who sat up in the balcony.
Yeah, the good old days. No, but I mean, what can we do? It's the seniors that vote, and the government, they vote themselves a $6 million raise in their pension. And remember that? I'm the one that responsible to put her down. That was before your time. You didn't even exist.
So I don't remember it.
Yes, during the flood, 2008, Mike Murphy introduced a bill.
Okay.
And everybody looking to see what the hell going on in there. I was surprised the cops, they didn't call the cops. Me raving on.
They're right there. We could show.
I know. How dare say, is that Leanne Fitch?
No.
That's my tongue with that. I don't know who the hell that is. Okay, focus, Charles. what was I saying?
I don't know, but I think if your thought just crawled out under the door there.
Again.
Maybe the dog can find it. Go fetch.
Easy.
Go
Wake
fetch.
up. Do your job. Jesus, come on. Do your job. Come on. Wake up. He's going out the door. No. But I mean, this is just like I said, there's nobody here left. But what I'm trying to say is there's no communication. There's no communication whatsoever. What are they afraid of?
I heard, well, so.
Oh, the pension. It comes back. See, it always does. 2008.
Yeah.
The highlight of the flood.
Yeah.
Sean Graham.
Okay.
They voted themselves a $6 million raise in their pension. You know that story.
It's coming back.
Yeah, of course it is. A senior, and then suddenly everybody was looking at the flood. The little media was looking at the flood.
Right.
And the electricity went out.
Yeah.
At the legislator, these politicians, okay, use the word asshole, but anyway.
I was living in the woods then, so
I
didn't.
Sorry, you didn't even exist. They stayed there and they voted $6 million raise in their pension.
It was me and the coyotes. Yeah, that's right. I remember it now.
Yeah, and I fought every year. I went after them, and then a lot of politicians, you will tell me when you collect your pension, you lost a lot of money because of me. That's what a lot of people told me. But it was the right thing to do.
I didn't lose any money.
Not yet. But a politician can vote themselves a $6 million raise in their pension. But then the poor senior, not even $50.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So the system is broken. The system has to be changed. I heard a guy give a talk at the nursing home's annual meeting a couple years ago, and he worked in mental health, whatever. And it's interesting. He said the problem is if the system were set up in a way that it ensures people working in it treat everyone like they might be their brother or sister or whatever, mother, then compassion would flow in this, out of the system. And so he did that on a small scale in one part of Nova Scotia in a health clinic. And it's interesting how things got completely turned around. No more waiting, like no one had to wait in the waiting room anymore. People got help right away. It was anyways, he wrote a book, but that was his point. His point was the way the system operates now is it just makes changes to perpetuate itself and protect itself, right? Right. That's all that happens. It perpetuate itself and protect itself. But if you put people at the center of it and design it so that compassion actually can operate in the system, well, then you're going to have a different outcome.
And then compassion, and then you see what happened to the poor family of Brady Francis, the way that they're treated.
Yeah, and they came across her son. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I didn't know either. As a matter of fact, I seen her a few weeks ago.
Terrible.
So I was praying that the guy would just plead guilty and get it done and over with, but he didn't.
No.
I was praying. But anyway, innocent to proven guilty. But the bottom line here, there's something wrong. Well, okay, we're not going to stop the. We're not going to give them bilingual service. Frig the Indians. We're just this is the way it is en français. And the Acadians and the natives always got along there. If it wasn't for the natives, the Acadians would have never survived.
Yeah.
But then this thing here, just a little thing that they want, the government. Then the justice system, that's another thing. Then you have, but welfare is really, really, really bad.
Yep, absolutely.
So, did I miss anything?
Terrible.
Did I miss anything? To finish this, how many people left here? 2? 1? The dog?
Come on.
Where's the dog now anyway?
I'm sure people are riveted.
Where's the dog?
Not far.
Oh, there he is, behind you. Now,
The dog's sleeping.
so you let me know, how did that go?
Yeah, I will.
Not privacy issues. Well, somebody got shot. We can't say who it is under privacy issues.
Anyway, I will, because I really am looking forward to seeing how this goes, how it unfolds, how it operates, how it works. I'd like to go find out.
Pretty quick. Doesn't that piss you off in the media?
What?
14-year-old little boy was shot. 15-year-old little boy missing. 16-year-old little boy. It's not. It won't be politically correct for you to answer that. But these 14 little boys being shot. Did you really see?
You mean without naming them? Is that what you're talking
No,
about?
little boy. Yeah, this little boy being shot. Did you really hear when you were younger? Little boys being shot.
Did I?
Not me.
No, I guess not.
They didn't wear gold chain. They didn't wear a hat and the fancy hats and everything. You know.
Anyway.
I'm talking about the drugs. That's what I'm talking
Well, I don't
about.
know
That's what I'm talking about.
Where are you going, Charles?
Where I'm going is...
You left me behind in the
no,
dust
I know,
now.
the ADHD. You know, what I'm talking about is I was upset yesterday. There's a little boy being shot. Little boy being shot.
Here? Not here.
No, not here in Nova
No,
Scotia.
somewhere else.
But then always little boy. There's little boy. They call them little boy, but they're more educated. They got a, like...
You see that happening? They had a real terrible number of killings in Winnipeg with young children, basically.
But why are they being shot? It's a level. It's a different style of living. It's
I don't know.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
And they don't stay in school. It's like I liked what the chief of police in Toronto said. That style. He showed all the gold collar and everything, the rings, and he says that style of living doesn't last long. In other words, stay in school.
Yeah.
Stay home.
Absolutely. Do you remember? This is.
I feel like you're Kevin Vickers, Bang Vickers. Do you remember? I remember when I went to Ireland.
No,
I remember.
No. It just occurred to me. There used to be commercials on television to encourage kids to stay in school.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And they were, I thought, quite effective. Because, anyway, there's nothing like that anymore.
No. That's assault. That's assault. You can't touch a kid anymore.
That was a poke.
Now it's an assault. You go like that, that's assault.
Okay.
No, but us, we grew up, that's the way it was. Now you can't do nothing. Oh, did we ever, did I ever went way off conversation?
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully
my bill gets passed to amend the laws that govern social assistance. Hopefully. And that's...
It should get 30, 40, 50 bucks. It should communicate and say, okay, the price of living, cost of living went up. Okay, but they're so rude.
Yeah, well, cost of living went up, so those numbers, that's the Common Front for Social Justice calculated those numbers. Because the cost of living, if you're a single person on income
Common
assistance...
Front, social justice.
Yeah.
What, did they talk about that?
Yeah.
I thought the only thing they talk about is minimum wage.
No, they've got this new campaign.
Must be.
So it would be like a single person on welfare would be a $80 something increase a month. If you're a single person on, what do you call it, not extended. Anyways, the next level would be like $46 extra, and so on. Anyway, so it was between $50 and $80 extra, depending on, or $50 and $90 extra, depending on what category you were in, which would be a great help. And we should do it.
How come Higgs don't invite you in the office?
It does.
I thought you said he didn't.
No.
Were you lying? You were a politician. Lying.
Lying politician. No.
Didn't you say he never...
No, I didn't say that.
He never took
met in
your
his
suggestion.
office.
He never took your suggestion. Okay, sorry.
Right. We met in his office. No, my point was about that, if people want to hear it, was that in conversations with cabinet members, I can see some of my suggestions being moved forward. And about the premier, I haven't seen that happen.
Have you? What do you think of him? You know what? I don't think he's doing that bad. I expected worse, really.
Well, it depends where you set the bar, I guess. I mean, if you look at what's happening, with the nursing home workers, that's pretty terrible.
What do you think? Do you think they should have arbitration and say, okay, nurses, home workers, I'm not, I don't know if he's anti-union, I'm just saying, should they, like, okay, they come into a contract in St. John, the police,
Well, let's just
and they're saying, okay, an arbitration, we should be level to the government of Ontario and all that. Can we afford that?
So the arbitration thing, so that's actually a good one. In that case, the police and firefighters traded their right to strike
Yeah.
for arbitration,
And then,
binding arbitration.
then it didn't work out too good.
So, well, according to who?
To them, it worked good on their side.
So some municipalities are now concerned with
Yeah,
how this has worked out years later.
years later.
So they need to get back around the table. And this is something actually Mr. Premier Higgs and I did work together on successfully. And because I said we need to get them back around the table instead of hitting them over the head with a new law. So how about that? And he said, okay. And then we talked about, okay, how long should they have before they bring the law forward? 3 months. What do you think? He said, okay. So there you go. He was listening. We got that. So they're now, starting now, they're around the table, municipalities, police, firefighters, see if they can't solve whatever the problems are, so we don't have to bring in this law. Or so the government doesn't have to bring in this law.
Another communication, common sense.
So common sense. That's how it happened at the beginning. They all sat down. What do you need to do? What are the problems? Well, we will give up the right to strike, they said, but in return we need binding arbitration. That was the deal. That was accomplished through negotiation around the table. That's what they need to be doing now. Address the concerns of the municipalities, fix the problem. So, that's great. And that came out of the Premier and I having a chat, and then the other parties engaging around it in the legislature, and so we all agreed in the end to support that. So that's good. That's how things should work.
But it doesn't.
Well, that worked.
And maybe social development.
That worked.
Maybe social development can learn
So maybe
from
it's
that.
maybe it's a new start in the
I
legislature.
think personally,
Or maybe everyone was just tired before Christmas.
yeah, maybe just want to get the hell out of there. Exactly. Just like in May,
Right.
when the picnic, the hot weather, there's no air conditioning in that place. I think the bottom line is, like I said, communication. I think the social development workers are treating people on social assistance like animals. I'm on social assistance. Why am I on social assistance? That's the question. Why is that person on social assistance? Why is the other person on social assistance? I remember upstairs, Myra Stewart. She's dead now.
Upstairs where?
Don't smoke from my place.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
paying attention. That's good. Sorry.
They were pointing upstairs.
Yeah, I know.
You don't
So
mean here.
turn around. She quit. She got a job, and next thing you know, they said, "Oh, it's all right." Okay. She left for housing. She moved on Douglas Avenue. I said, "Are you sure?" Working for the provincial government, working for Service New Brunswick, and next
Yeah.
thing you know, she got laid off.
Yeah.
2 weeks after she moved out. Boy, was I ever angry. But she got hired back, and 6 months later she died. But to say stuff like that, I mean, why would a person work? Why would I work? I live in a place downtown. I got my health care card. So I get a job. I move out of housing. And next thing you know, I'm laid off. I'm screwed. So I have to come to you and beg on my knees, "Oh, why do we got to put you on the list?" What's the list now? 742
For housing?
housing.
In Fredericton?
Or is it 5,047?
It's 5,000 provincially.
5,000 per year. How much? How many here?
I want to say 500.
How about
It's
Crystal
something,
Met?
100
Do you want to do something about that now?
Well, you need to talk to the chief about that.
What do you think of him?
I did talk to him about that.
Yeah, what do you think of him now?
So,
I was supposed to meet with him about my concern. He
seems like a
hasn't.
good guy,
Roger Brown, yes.
but he seems to be taking the crystal meth thing seriously.
What can you do?
And, well, I mean, I think it looks like he's reorganized to try and tackle the crystal meth.
What do you do when a
The
person with crystal meth?
houses. No, not the person, but
No.
get that houses shut down.
Yeah, the drug dealers and everything.
All that.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do.
And what do you do? What do you do to those person that's hooked? What do you do? I mean, it's not like...
So there, you know,
It's a point
you know Dan,
of no return.
You know Dan Pike over at the Medicine Shop Pharmacy?
No.
So he.
Oh yeah, Dan. Yeah.
Dan.
He's a good pharmacist.
Yes,
he
he
is very good.
I know, and Dr.
He's like a doctor. No, he is.
Oh, I know. And then Dr. Davidson, Sarah Davidson
Yes.
from the Downtown Community
Yes.
Health Center. So they're working together to put together a whole treatment system
Yeah.
for people like
I
that
hear. Yeah.
who are trapped by that. So that's fantastic. They just need the bucks. And so we need to get the bucks for them from the
A lot of
federal and
bucks.
provincial government.
Their housing, they can't take care of themselves.
And,
They
yeah, but
destroy
they have a
things.
great plan, and they need the money to make it work, make it
Lots of
happen.
money.
So we've got to put the money into it. But that's what it comes back to. The priorities of politicians who are running governments. Are their priorities in the right place? And I say, too often they're in the wrong place.
Let's change back right quick before this goes out. The clear cutting. What's with this? They put a froze on Crown land, and now private wood lot owners are going to be giving more. I went up north.
They didn't do anything.
I never seen so many log trucks in all my life coming down here. Holy jeez.
Yeah, no, nothing has changed at all. There needs to be changed legislation, and I've got a bill before the House on that as well, to force all of the wood to be sold to the mills through the marketing boards. So the mills have to buy from the marketing boards. As part of it, anyways. There's a couple of other things, but anyway, no, nothing has changed. The minister is saying he wants to change things, but you've got to change legislation to change things.
But there's
and
two Irving
not saying
employees
that.
in the Premier's
So-
office.
So, yeah, exactly. So anyway, we need this legislation to give woodlot owners a fair shake. So I'm going to meet with actually him next week.
Who? Mike?
Next week? Yeah, next week.
Who, Mike?
Mike Holland, the minister, responsible for that. To talk to him about why this is so important to support.
He invited me
bill.
over his office with the map. You could see everything, where
Yeah.
everything goes there. I said I should take his offer one day. You know there's going to be a big flood
Yeah,
in the spring. You know that.
I know.
Do they know that?
Mm-hmm.
And they'll say, they'll take people like you, have protests, climate change, climate change, climate change. And then they'll say, okay, students.
People like me.
Yeah, people like you. And like the environmental tree huggers and everything. And say, go see Justin Trudeau, climate change, climate change. It's not clear cutting. It's climate change. The flood. That's bullshit.
Well,
If there's
not.
no wood up there,
Yeah.
and all the water and the snow and everything is melting in the St. John River, it's going to be like this every goddamn year.
Well, so it's a combination, I think, what's going on.
It's clear cutting.
Well, it's not clear cutting by itself at all. Because if you're going to have rapid melting of a lot of snow, you're going to get flooding.
There's no
So
trees
no,
to slow it down.
I agree. Absolutely. I agree. At least in Quebec. Don't get going in Quebec.
Yeah, thank you very much. Jesus.
Just,
DOG, where are you?
just
Calm me down.
in Quebec, they actually, when they're planning cutting on the forest, they actually figure out we got to leave this much to keep the water from rushing off the land into the streams and rivers.
Yeah.
So they know, like, whatever it is, 30% has got to be
Dirty.
retained. So at least they work that into their planning for their cutting plans. Here we don't.
No,
So we need to.
we don't. And then there's
Well, there's
big...
way too much clear cutting anyway.
No, and there's big billboard sign, healthy forest,
Oh, I know.
woodpecker smiling and everything.
That must hurt when you smile. with
Yeah, I
your
know. I'd be sarcastic, but I mean, what the hell? That's what I'd rather see Mike Murphy billboard than that. Holy Jesus!
No problem. You see those everywhere too.
No, I don't. Okay, so we're getting for two seniors, like you said, the Muffet Show.
I'm not
the
a
two,
senior.
the two
Yeah.
seniors are up just the balcony and bitching and complaining. Did I miss anything else? Tent City. Want to talk about the mayor?
The mayor? No.
No. Okay.
What?
Tent City.
The tent city. Yeah.
Tent City, that's still there.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to last forever. At some point they're going to take it down. Don't you think?
But
I mean, they got the shelter open.
no, but the shelter's open. The shelter opens. They kick them out at 7:30.
Yeah, so then you have to have somewhere to go during the day. So I think,
There's nowhere to go.
well, I think some churches are going to open
Churches.
in the day.
But I mean, it takes, I don't know. I don't know. I'm so happy those people,
Anyways, during the day at Tent City, it's not, why would you want to stay there?
it's just so, well, hey, you know, I live in a tent till December.
I remember.
You remember
In
that?
front of the legislature, yeah.
Did I talk to
when
you
I
then?
was just a kid in short
Yeah,
pants.
I never seen you there. But you adjust to the cold weather.
You fine?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
adjust. You got big sweaters.
Yeah.
You got, you just go on. Anyway, merci beaucoup.
De rien.
The dog didn't do his job. I got to bring him at the SPCA. They didn't calm me
Just
down.
get him his uniform and he's going to work better for you.
You'll give me an update, right?
Yep.
On the appeal thing.
Yeah, how I found that.